circling on my skin. Old words glowing dim. Silent storm burning within. I breathe like the world leans in. Genius of the wind, every secret written in my eyes. I fall into the center, why still? Tides of heaven bending to my will. Genius of the wind, I rise. Earth and fire opening the skies. I move as the hidden currents flow. Where I choose to stand. Open hand, river runs under the sand. Nothing grabs, everything stands. I bow and the mountains bend. Genius of the wind, I rise. Every secret written in my eyes. I fall into the center, wide and still. Tides of heaven bend into my way. Genius of the wind, I rise. Earth and fire opening the sky. I move as the hidden currents flow. Where I choose to stand.
Bullrose Random Cowboy!
Love is the Lord, I am the path. Light in the dawn, dark in the flame. Breath after breath, I speak my truth. Genius of the wind, I rise. Every secret written in my eyes. I fall into the center, wide and still. Tides of heaven bending to my will. Genius of the wind, I rise. Earth and fire opening the skies. I move as the hidden currents flow. Where I choose to stand.
This is Genius of the Will, brought to you by John Kitover Music Incorporated.
I was chasing every lie, paper crown, plastic thorn. Every map was getting lost, still I felt alone. Then you smiled, said stop running, feel the ground under your feet. There's a river in your breathing, ancient, calm and deep. The great wisdom of the Tao is in my chest. Quiet as a heartbeat, louder than the rest. Oh, I was searching everywhere, miles from home, but the power of the Tao said, you're not alone. The great wisdom of the Tao is in my chest, in my breath, in my bones, in the space I get. I just open like a gate when I let it flow. And the power of the Tao starts to guide my soul. You are holding on your tongue, in your feet. All those little second guesses, clouding what was clear. Now your footsteps learn to listen to the rise and to the fall. Every silence, every moment whispers you are all. The great wisdom of the Tao is in your chest. Quiet as a heartbeat, louder than the rest. Yeah. You were searching in the noise, far from home, where the power of the Tao said, the great wisdom of the Tao is in your chest, in your breath, in your bones, in the space you get. Just remember when you're lost and you start to roam. All the power of the Tao already home. We don't have to push the river. We don't have to force the sun. It will come. Every step, a secret doorway. Every tear, a sacred sign. The great wisdom of the Tao is in your chest. Quiet as a heartbeat, heaven than the rest. We were running from the truth we already know. All the power of the Tao is in our soul. The great wisdom of the Tao is in our chest, in our breath, in our bones, in the space we get. Oh, when we open like a gate, and we let it flow. All the power of the Tao starts to guide us home. I was chasing every light, paper crowns, plastic thrones. Every map was getting circle of ink on my skin. Oh, words glow in the dim. Silent star burning within. I breathe and the world leans in. Genius of the will, I rise. Every secret written in my eyes, I fall into the center, wide and still. Tides of heaven bending to my will. Genius of the will, I rise.
Sheikh, I got a question for you. I'm trying to confirm your booking for your flight. Do you want the layover in Palestine to Iran, or do you want the layover in Israel to Tehran? Hello?
Empty cup, open hand, river runs under the sand. Nothing grasps, everything stands. I bow, and the mountains bend. Genius of the
Yes, welcome to Channel 5 News, you big old son of a bitch. Look at that big old stupid face. It's me, Lance. Oh, it's me, Lance.
Silent star, burning within. I bring not the world leans in. Genius of the wind.
Okay, we're using AI, and we're also reading the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. I hope you're enjoying 420 After. We are live on all platforms, recording this great work. Hope you enjoy. The spirit of the fountain dies not. It is called the mysterious feminine. The doorway of the mysterious feminine is called the root of heaven and earth. Lingering like gossamer, it has only a hint of existence, and yet when you draw upon it, it is inexhaustible.
I was chasing every lie, paper crowns, plastic thorns. Every map was getting louder, still I felt alone. Then you smiled, said stop running, feel the ground under your feet. There's a river in your breathing, ancient, calm and deep. The great wisdom of the time is in my chest. Quiet as a heartbeat, louder than the rest. I was searching everywhere, miles from home, but the power of the tongue said, you're not alone. The great wisdom of the time is in my chest, in my breath, in my bones, in the space I get. I just open like a gate when I let it flow. And the power of the child starts to guide my soul. You are holding every answer on your tongue, in your feet. All the little second guesses, clouding what was clear. Now your footsteps learn to listen to the rise and to the fall. Every silence, every moment whispers you are all.
What up, Polter? This is AI music on Suno I created using the Tao Te Ching.
The great wisdom of the Tao is in your chest. Quiet as a heartbeat, louder than the rest. You were searching in the noise, far from home, but the power of the Tao said, you're not alone. The great wisdom of the Tao is in your chest, in your breath, in your bones, in the space you get. Just remember when you're lost and you start to roam. All the power of the Tao already home. We don't have to push the river, let it run. We don't have to force the sun, it will come. Every step, a secret doorway. Every tear, a sacred sign. The great wisdom of the Tao is in your chest. Quiet as a heartbeat, ever like the rest. We were running from the truth we already know. All the power of the Tao is in our soul. The great wisdom of the Tao is in our chest, in our breath, in our bones, in the space we get. Oh, when we open like a gate, and we let it flow. All the power of the Tao starts. I was chasing every light, paper crumbs. Great family and everything, like, and she never said that she would, like, be creepy towards women. Like, I have nothing negative to say about the family, but, like, she would do some weird fucking shit. Like, they would, him and his best friend, they would dress up in suits and go into Tiffany's in New York. Great family and everything, like, and she never said that she would, like, be creepy towards women. Like, I have nothing negative to say about the family, but, like, she would do some weird fucking shit. Like, they would, him and his best friend, they would dress up in suits and go into Tiffany's in New York, like, on Fifth Ave, and pretend to own Tiffany's and be like, I need to investigate the diamond vault. And they would just walk in and, like, just weird behavior like that when they get bored. Like, it should seriously be studied. Also, I think there's like a certain, I think that I started doing neurofeedback and brain mapping, and I think it should seriously be great family and everything. Like, and great family and everything. Like, while some Cuban opposition figures in exile, such as Jose Daniel Ferrer, have what? Accept that. Is that what God says right here in Daniel 7? No, it doesn't. It says that this kingdom.
Dennis.
Yeah, Tom G. Rush.
Bull Rush. Ride 'em, cowboy. Bull Rush. Bull Rush.
There is no defect that someone does not value, and you need not lower your opinion because a thing doesn't please some people. There will be others to appreciate it, and their applause in turn will be condemned. The norm of true satisfaction is the approval of renowned people who know how to judge each class of things. One does not live by following one opinion, one custom, or one century. True satisfaction is genius. This has been The Art Appraiser by Nina Palma. We just read chapter 1, Iris Pace, a young girl who is going to a job interview, takes the train and gets offered the position on the spot. This has been can never be filled up. Fathomless. It seems to be the origin of all things. It blunts all sharp edges. It unties all tangles, harmonizes all lights. It unites the world into one whole, hidden in the deeps, yet it seems to exist forever. I do not know whose child it is. It seems to be the common ancestor of all, the father of all things. Heaven and earth is not sentimental. It treats all things as can never be filled up. Fathomless, it seems to be the origin of all things. But thinking one dreams, how is it that we remember things which have never happened to us? Because we dreamt them when wide awake. This phenomenon of involuntary and unperceived sleep, when it suddenly traverses your life, often happens to those who overexcite their nervous organism by excess either of work, visual, drink, or erethism. Monomaniacs are asleep when they was arrested by the police. He calmly said to them these remarkable words: "You are thinking one company." They tried to throw him from the top of the tower, world into one whole. Enjoy. The spirit of the fountain dies not. It is called the mysterious feminine. The doorway of the mysterious feminine is called the root of heaven and earth. Lingering like gossamer, it is up chasing every love. Enjoy. The spirit of the fountain dies not. It is called the mysterious feminine. The doorway of the mysterious feminine is called the root of heaven and earth. Lingering like gossamer, it is only a hint of existence, yet when you draw upon it, it is inexhaustible. If one puts the right hand upon the head and the left hand upon the feet of a person completely enveloped with wool or silk, flower under the shining dew. Hey, Margo! His man, his hand, his head crowned the sacred laurel. His eyes turn towards the east, and he sings. He sings of the luminous arrows of love. They traverse the shadows of old chaos. The waves of soft, clear light flowing from the black teats of the mother of the gods, from which came the two children, Eros and Anteros. He says the song of Adonis, turning to life in answer to the complaint of Venus, reviving like a flower under the shining dew of her tears, the song of Castor and Pollux, whom death could not divide, and who love alternately in hell and upon earth. There in his hand, his head crowned with the sacred laurel, his eyes turn towards the east, and he sings. He sings of the luminous arrows of love. They traverse the shadows of old chaos. The waves of soft, clear light flowing from the black teats of the mother of the gods, from which came the two children, Eros and Anteros. He says the song of Adonis, turning to life in answer to the complaint of Venus, reviving like a flower under the shining dew of her tears, the song of Castor and Pollux, whom death could not divide, and who love alternately in hell and upon earth. There in his hand, spirit in an essence is always manifest, we should look at its outer aspects. These two flow from the same source, though differently named. Both are called mysteries. The mystery of mysteries is the door of all essence. When all the world
You at the rodeo? Don't bring no pizza to the rodeo. There's a lot of cow shit and bullshit, clouds of shit, and the dust from all the dirt that they do the rodeos. Bull rush!
differently named.
Cowboy!
Divine mystery of the attraction of death, and represented it in the fable of Hylas. Weary with a long voice.
Okay, we're ready for a fresh reading, Dennis. So take the deepest breath of the day.
Thank you, Poppy. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I want to highlight something, and I don't do this a lot, but I don't even be on here a lot, but
This is the Tao Te Ching. This is chapter 7. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold it for 10 seconds. 10, not 11. 10, not 9. Heaven lasts long, and earth abides. What is the secret of their durability? It is not because they do not live for themselves that they can live so long. Therefore, the sage wants to remain behind, but finds himself at the head of others, reckons himself out, but finds himself safe and secure. Is it not because he is selfless that his self is realized? The highest form of goodness is like water. Water knows how to benefit all things without striving with them. It stays in places loathed by all men. Therefore it comes near the Tao. In choosing a dwelling, know how to keep to the ground. In cultivating your mind, know how to dive in the hidden deeps. In dealing with others, know how to be gentle and kind. In speaking, know how to keep your words. In governing, know how to maintain order. In transacting business, know how to be efficient. In making a move, know how to choose the right moment. If you do not strive with others, you will be free from blame. As for holding to fullness, far better were it to stop in time. Keep on beating and sharpening a sword, and the edge cannot be preserved for long. Fill your house with gold and jade, and it can no longer be guarded. Set store by your riches and honor, and you will only reap a crop of... Have done your work. Retire. In keeping the spirit and the vital soul together, are you able to maintain the perfect harmony? In gathering your vital energy to attain suppleness, have you reached the state of a newborn babe? In washing and clearing your inner vision, have you purified it of all dross? In loving your people and governing your state, are you able to dispense with cleverness? In the opening and shutting of heaven's gate, are you able to play the feminine part? Your people, feed your people, Rear them without claiming them for your own. Do your work without setting any store by it. Be a leader, not a butcher. This is called hidden virtue. 30 spokes converge upon a single hub. It is on the hole in the center that the use of the cart hinges. We make a vessel from a lump of clay. It is the empty space within the vessel that makes it useful. We make doors and windows for a room here on Clown House. But it is these empty spaces that make the room livable. Thus, while the tangible has advantages, it is the intangible that makes it useful. The 5 colors blind the eye. The 5 tones deafen the ear. The 5 flavors cloy the palate. Racing and hunting madden the mind. Rare goods tempt men who do wrong. Therefore the sage takes care of the belly, not the eye. He prefers what is within to what is without. Welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise. Prize calamities as your own body. Why should we welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise? Because a lowly state is a boon. Getting it is a pleasant surprise, and so is losing it. That is why we should welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise. Why should we prize calamities as our own body? Because our body is the very source of our calamities. If we have no body, what calamities can we have? Hence, only he who is willing to give his body for the sake of the world is fit to be entrusted with the world. Only he who can do it with love is worthy of being the steward of the world. But you cannot hear it. Its name is soundless. Grasp it, but you cannot get rid of it. You cannot get it. Its name is incorporeal. Incorporeal. These 3 attributes are unfathomable. Therefore, they fuse into one. Its upper right side is not bright. Its underside is not dim. Continually, the unnameable moves on until it returns beyond the realm of things. We call it the formless form, the imageless image. We call it the indefinable and unimaginable. Confront it, and you do not see its face. Follow it, and you do not see its back. Yet equipped with this timeless Tao, you can harness present realities. To know the origins is initiation into the Tao. The ancient adepts of the Tao were subtle and flexible, profound and comprehensive. Their minds were too deep to be fathomed. Because they are unfathomable, one can only describe them vaguely by their appearance. hesitant like one wading a stream in winter, timid like one afraid of his neighbors on all sides, cautious and courteous like a guest, yielding like ice on the point of melting, simple like an uncarved block, hollow like a cave, confused like a muddy pool. And yet, who else could quietly and gradually evolve from the muddy to the clear? Who else could slowly but steadily move from the inert to the living? He who keeps the Tao does not want to be full, but precisely because he is never full, he can always remain like a hidden sprout and does not rush to early ripening. Attain to utmost emptiness, cling single-heartedly to interior peace, while all things are stirring together. I only contemplate the return for flourishing as they do. Each of them will return to its root. To return to the root is to find peace. To find peace is to fulfill one's destiny. To fulfill one's destiny is to be constant. To know the constant is called insight. If one does not know the constant, one runs blindly into disasters. If one knows the constant, one can understand and embrace all. If one understands and embraces all, one is capable of doing justice. To be just is to be kingly. To be kingly is to be heavenly. To be heavenly is to be one with the Tao. To be one with the Tao is to abide forever. Next comes one whom they love and praise. Next comes one whom they fear. Next comes one whom they despise and defy. When you are lacking in faith, others will be unfaithful to you. Sage is self-effacing and scanty of words. When his task is accomplished and things have been completed, all the people say, we ourselves have achieved it. When the great Tao was abandoned, there appeared humanity and justice. When intelligence and wit arose, there appeared great hypocrites. When the six relations lost their harmony, there appeared filial piety and paternal kindness. When darkness and disorder began to reign in a kingdom, that appeared the loyal ministers. Drop wisdom, abandon cleverness, and the people will be benefited 100-fold. Drop humanity, abandon justice, and the people will return to their natural affections. Drop shrewdness, abandon sharpness, and robbers and thieves will cease to be. These three are the crisscross of Tao, and are not sufficient in themselves. Therefore, they should be subordinated to a higher principle. See the simple and embrace the primal. Diminish the self and curb the desires. Have done with learning, and you will have no more vexation. Great is the difference between and oh? What is the distinction between good and evil? Must I fear what others fear? What abysmal nonsense is this? All men are joyous and beaming, as though feasting upon a sacrificial ox, as though mounting the spring terrace. I alone am placid and give no sign, like a babe which has not yet smiled. I alone am forlorn as one who has no home to return to. All men have enough and to spare. I alone appear to possess nothing. What a fool I am! What a muddled mind I have! All men are bright, bright, I alone am dim, dim, dim. All men are sharp, 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 I alone am bland like the ocean, aimless like the wafting gale. All men settle down in their grooves. I alone am stubborn and remain outside. But wherein I am most different from others is in knowing to take sustenance from my mother. It lies in the nature of grand virtue to follow the Tao and the Tao alone. Now, what is the Tao? It is something elusive and evasive and elusive, and yet it contains within itself a form, elusive and evasive, and yet it contains within itself a substance, shadowy and dim, and yet it contains within itself a core of vitality. The core of vitality is very real. It contains within itself an unfailing sincerity. Throughout the ages, its name has been preserved. In order to recall the beginning of all things, how do I know the ways of all things at the beginning? By what is within me. Bend, and you will be whole. Curl, and you will be straight. Keep empty, and you will be filled. Grow old, and you will be renewed. Have little, and you will gain. Have much, and you will be confused. Therefore the sage embraces the one and becomes a pattern to all under heaven. He does not make a show of himself, hence he shines, does justify himself, hence he becomes known, does not boast of his ability, hence he gets his credit, does not brandish his success, hence he endures, does not compete with anyone, hence no one can compete with him. Indeed, the ancient saying, bend and you will remain whole, is no idle word. Nay, if you have really attained wholeness, everything will flock to you. confused. Before the sage embraces the one, he becomes a pattern to all under heaven. He does not make a show of himself, hence he shines, does not justify himself, hence he becomes known, does not boast of his ability, hence he gets his credit, does not brandish his success, hence he endures, does not compete with anyone. My hat's not on backwards, bro. Indeed, the ancient saying, look, you will remain whole. See the label there? That's the back of the hat, bro. Don't call up my hat, bro, and say I'm stupid because I don't even have my hat on straight. Bro, you don't got your head on straight, bro. Don't insult my white hat, bro. Have little and you will gain. Have much and you will be confused. Before the sage embraces the one. No, yeah, see? I do have it on right. This is the front. That's the back, bro. See? That's the back. That's the front. That's the back. This is the front. Don't fuck with my hat, motherfucker. My friend. Good boy to Shalom. I've been reading the Tao Te Ching this morning. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I've been living the Tao Te Ching.
Well, that's the way it works, isn't it?
I've been, teaching driver's education is a very sim job.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good for a philosopher. It's a philosopher's job.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a lot of opportunity throughout the day to kind of wax philosophical. And it's fun. It's like, I want to rant about somebody who cuts us off like some fucking African. And then I'm like, oh, well, maybe they're having a hard time. Let's find compassion for them. And I feel like I'm making a positive impression on people.
Mm. You could wait till you get your first Muslim in there, and they're like, and he gets cut off, and you say, now is when you commit jihad. Kill that motherfucker, and then rev your engine, hit him in the back of the head, hit his bumper. Like, do that with some guy, some aggressive Muslim from Somalia, and see how he responds. He's gonna be looking at you like, sir, you're not crazy, sir. Sir, don't tell me to do these things, sir. This is crazy, sir. Don't do this, sir. Hit him! Hit this motherfucker! Hit him again, Daniel! Hit him again, Daniel!
Yeah, that's what's up. I did pick a kid up once and he said, why does it smell like marijuana in here? And I said, because I'm high on marijuana. At all times. So just deal with it.
I knew this Schwartz once. I was like, were you high? He's like, brother, I always got marijuana on me, brother.
That's what he said.
Yeah, and he pulled a big baggie of weed out from his underpants.
I always got it on me.
Said, brother, I ain't never had weed on me for 30 years, brother.
I got the thing on me. Anyway, how are you? Tao Te Ching.
Mm-hmm.
Tao Te Ching.
This is number 22. Take the deepest breath of the day. Breath, earth, birth, death. Here we go, 22. Bend, and you will be whole. Curl, and you will be straight. Keep empty, and you will be filled. Grow old, and you will be renewed. Have little, and you will gain. Have much, and you will be confused. Therefore the sage embraces the one. It becomes a pattern to all under heaven. He does not make a show of himself, hence he shines, does not justify himself, hence he becomes known, does not boast of his ability, hence he gets his credit, does not brandish his success, hence he endures, does not compete with anyone. Hence no one can compete with him. Indeed, the ancient saying, "Bend and you will remain whole," is no idle word. Nay, if you have really attained wholeness, everything will flock to you.
That was good. You're bald.
You know, I got a big white cowboy hat on, and I got a new comment this time, not about my baldness, but hey, you got your hat on backwards, asshole. And so I looked at my hat, and you know what, my friend? My hat ain't fucking backwards.
Yeah, how is it backwards? Shut up. How is it backwards?
I confirmed
People,
that.
so the internet is full of hatred. I just watched a video of this woman talking about chewing her food. And she's talking about how you need to chew your food to be like more mindful and it's good for your digestion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, this makes sense. And then you look at the comments and all the comments are like making fun of her for being ugly. The comments are like, "You're ugly, bitch. Like, your hair is ugly." And it's very sad. I feel bad for her because she was trying to share wisdom. She was like, "Hey guys, remember to chew your food and eat mindfully," and that's like a very wholesome message. And then you look at the comments and it's like, "You're bald. Your hat's backwards. You're gay. You're Jewish." I got a comment that was like, "Are you Jewish?" Like, just random. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read another Tao Te Ching verse here. This is the number 23. Take the deepest breath of the day and hold it for 10 seconds. 10, not 11. 10, not 9. Only simple and quiet words will ripen of themselves, for a whirlwind does not last the whole morning, nor does a sudden shower last the whole day. Who is their author? Heaven and earth. Even heaven and earth cannot make such violent things last long. How much truer is it of the rash endeavors of men? Hence, he who cultivates the Tao is one with the Tao. He who practices virtue is one with virtue. And he who courts after loss is one with loss. To be one with the Tao is to be a welcome accession to the Tao. To be one with virtue is to be a welcome accession to virtue. To be one with loss is to be a welcome accession to loss. Deficiency of faith on your part entails faithlessness on the part of others. What's interesting about that is it says to be one with loss is to be a welcome accession to loss, and they capitalize loss. So even loss is a part of like the one. Wisdom, reason, faith, science. These are all capital lettered words which are proper nouns, which is basically, self, ego, Tao, Kokma, Kabura, Kabura, Ein Sof. So I bought my ticket for Purim, and it's a first class, destination. Ribono Shalom. I spent, I think, $37, and I gave an extra $1. Ribono Shalom. Purim is.
Purim for synagogue, or you're going on vacation?
No, I'm going to a Purim party at the local Abad. You know, I love going there and saying, "Can you explain to me what Chabad means?" And then they get all Kabbalistic on me, and I go, "So wait, Chabad deals with Kabbalah?" And they go, "Yes." And then they break it down for me, because you get the Chakma or whatever, and the how does it all work in the Chabad?
Bina, and Das.
Das. I'm gonna have to read.
Also known as Dot.
Dot. Chachma. So, do you know what the Kol Nidre is?
Yes, it's for Yom Kippur.
So, I have this History of the Jews book, and I guess like in the 20s through 40s, they tried to get rid of that, but the congregations didn't matter if it was Reform or Orthodox or whatever, they all demanded it. So, they kept it. But there was like some other prayer that they offered, and because of history and culture, it was demanded. But I can't recite it, or I don't know what it is, but I think I've heard it, and I'm interested to hear it again.
Did I show you that music? I think I texted you that the music where they sing it on Spotify. You can listen to Kol Nidre. It's called like the Beth Hallel Cantorial Choir or something.
This one is.
But, you can find it online.
This is Cantor Azi Schwartz. Kol Nidre. 9 years ago, 603,000 views. Ooh. My friend, I don't know why I want to say this, but I follow some weird like African Facebook page where I'm literally watching like villagers eating monkeys and monkey stew, and the children are like ripping the monkeys apart and eating monkey flesh. It is the craziest like village tribal videos I've ever seen.
Wait, where are they doing this?
On Facebook. It is like the weirdest, craziest videos I've ever seen where like it's literally children eating hyenas, eating monkey, like eating all kinds of wildlife and cooking them in like stews and barbecues. And they're getting, they must get so many views, but I follow it. But my point is, it's so disgusting. But at the same time, like, it's just protein, but they don't brush their teeth. They don't floss. They don't have a water pick. Anyways. They were saying the importance of this is the one thing that like the whole community turns out for this one prayer every year, because most people don't actually do anything the whole year. But this is it. This is what everybody wants to hear, because this is the day that they actually observe, protocol. So I don't know if you saw the Tucker Carlson apology, where he issues an apology to the president of Israel, who did not go to Epstein Island. But did you see that?
No, I saw much of the interview, but I did not see the apology.
So he suggests that this Khazarian mind virus conspiracy belief, he brings that up, I guess. But anyways, yeah, I guess the Herzog, who's the president or whatever, not Ehud Barak. So I guess he just, fucked it up. But either way, Tucker is like somebody that I could see on Clubhouse, but because he's so wealthy and successful, like he's not on Clubhouse, but he'd be one of those annoying people on here. Candace too. Like, could you imagine if you heard Erica Kirk, Candace, Tucker, Ben Shapiro? Like, imagine if all these celebrities came on here to just like debate, and they were on here for days and weeks.
They are that stupid. That would be. Have you seen the video of Candace Owens mispronouncing words?
No.
Like kerfluffle. You haven't seen that?
No, I haven't seen that one.
You have to look that up right now.
Okay.
She pronounces. She says, what does she say? Posthumously instead of post. Or no, she says no. Posthumously is how you say it. She says posthumously.
I have a 134 IQ. I make less money than friends who barely passed high school. Here's what
Instagram, you see she has millions of followers, and you think, okay, this is an illiterate person. Kind of read books. I'm just fascinated with learning real history because I think that truth is kind of, what actually has happened, the events of our world, is obviously, as the expression goes, way stranger in fiction.
So the guy that hired me at the IRS, like,
stranger in fiction.
People love Candace Owens though because she's a black entertainer, and some white guys who I think are cucks love her, worship her, and think she's the greatest cup of Candace soup.
Charlie Kirk, the founder of TPUSA, will be posthumously honored a posthumous award. He decided posthumously, cordially accepted those posthumous terms. SCIF, which stands for a sensitive, compartmented, you can't compartmentalize. And a CEO and a chairman has to compartmentalize. Steady after then dropped not home 12.5 miles off the coast of the Sinai Peninsula. Is that correct when you arrived into the Sinai Peninsula?
Sinai.
An illiterate person in Portland, Oregon. The Hamptons debacle came up Hamptons. Okay, remember that whole debacle? Kerfluffle happened because this dress kerfluffle. This whole race kerfluffle. Ways you can honor Charlie. Stop telling us that it has to always be Miss Macabre, like retired Green Beret, allegedly a heart attack, normal passion, not this like chat GBT. At last I checked, everybody uses the terminology blitzkrieg. Everybody uses blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg. We can't say blitz means lightning. Krieg means
See, I guess
and the NFL.
I don't want to watch anymore, but the thing is, that's like somebody's edit, and it's just shocking how many hours that was probably, recorded to get these mispronunciations. And it's amazing how we can, do this compartmentalization of content.
Compartmentalize.
All teams say blitzkrieg, like, God, like, no, we never. You just like the architecture. Smells and the bells. The architecture. It was about.
So architecture is architecture.
Architecture. Like, yeah, no, like he loved the architecture. I think this may have been about more than the architecture. Jewish people were in control of the slave trade. They buried a lot of it. Buried the Charlie Kirk story.
So buried is buried.
What about his burial? How come we haven't seen anything about his burial?
So burial is burial.
Alex Jones was just burying himself. Alex Jones.
Burying is burying.
The beret, mock me, and Tucker Carlson. It's always got to be Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and of course.
So Candace Owens is Candace Owens.
The world is quite literally a stage. By the way, I always wonder where that expression comes from. Can you look it up, Skylar? The world is a stage. Where is that from? I actually don't know where that's from originally. That would be interesting to see. Totally, like, insane Alice in Wonderland. And then, like, all of a sudden there's, like, a shut-down cat who's, like, smoking.
Night by Elie Wiesel.
Night by Eli Whitesell.
Eli Whitesell.
Kerfluffle.
Elie Wiesel. Oh, it's Shakespearean. All the world's a stage. Interesting. Very interesting.
Do you have a favorite book? Oh, it's from Shakespeare.
I read a lot. I don't know if I have a favorite book.
Not a favorite? All right, I'll take it.
Because that's what she is. She's illiterate.
She's illiterate, and she doesn't have a favorite book. It is kind of interesting if somebody can't answer that question. Do you have a favorite book? That's because their memory can't really recall. A lot of it is they're afraid to like unimpress, with their statement because they can't think of something that they maybe would be impressive. I don't know. Like, what is your favorite book, my friend?
I think you know the answer to that.
What is it?
I would say that my favorite book is the Tao Te Ching.
I thought you were going to say
I
something
mean-
about the monkey or
What?
the Jacob or the
Ishmael.
Ishmael, yeah.
Yeah, Ishmael is good, but like if you had like a desert island book, like if I had one book to save in a house fire, it would be the Tao Te Ching.
Really?
Sure,
You wouldn't say the Torah?
The Torah. Well, the Tao Te Ching is my Torah.
I feel like the
Te
Tao.
Ching-
I just feel like the Tao is just like a computer programmer's like compression of mysticism. So it is a very useful book because it is very much like condensed soup.
Yeah, it's something that you can return to at any moment of any day, and it can provide you with some wisdom. So if you're on the bus or whatever, you just turn it open and say, boom, here we are, number 55. This is the one. And then you go from there.
It says that it's an empty cup, thus it's infinite. Okay, this is number 24 of the Tao Te Ching. On one on tiptoe cannot stand. One astride cannot walk. One who displays himself does not shine. One who justifies himself has no glory. One who boasts on his own ability has no merit. One who parades his own success will not endure. In Tao, these things are called unwanted food and extraneous growths, which are loathed by all things. Hence a man of Tao does not set his heart upon them. So I'm chopping these all up into clips. You get about 50 seconds. I think it's 49 seconds, 50 seconds on YouTube now. So what's nice is when you re-listen to these, you can kind of isolate it. And even one sentence alone, if you isolate it and you meditate on just one sentence, like one who displays himself does not shine. You really just meditate on it. It becomes like a mantra. And you can like ponder it, think about it in greater depth. But ultimately, I think the equation is always kind of the same, which is, 1 equals 1 or 0 equals 0. It's like a 1-to-1, meaning that if you spend enough time with Tao, and especially if you read it, you basically are the Tao. You become the Tao mentally, cognitively. And TAO is the GOD. So what you want to be, hello? So I've also been creating really cool music on Suno with prompts like, the wisdom of the Tao is to go within. And if you go within, you will find the power of God. Stuff like that. And then I'm not like making that into the lyrics, but I'm letting the AI create it by using the simple prompt in song description, not the custom. And then I'm doing male, female vocals, trance, experimental, opera, dramatic trance. This is a new one called
I only am its source, and I the knower. Not thine but mine is the power of attention, of observation.
Also, again, the Tao is a meditation. Reading a book is meditation. And if you're lacking virtue, you have to read about virtue. And if you want to know about virtue, that truth, that wisdom is in this book. called Tao Te Ching. Discrimination, brother. So worketh is pronounced worketh. It's not a common one. It's like earth. Worketh. They don't know about the worketh part. That's the community has always struggled with the word work, because if you worketh, it's just not common that you hear people say worketh, because they don't work. Hello?
Is like that of water. The excellence of water appears in its benefit.
This is the Tao Te Ching actually plugged in.
And in its occupying without striving.
Also, I just want to remind you, my friend, of the Hegelian dialectic, or essentially neurolinguistic programming, and trying to, rearrange the complainer's mind or the monkey mind into you're forcing the Tao in the consciousness all the time. And thus, when you go out into the real world, you're carrying the word of the Tao with you, which other people are not practicing or working on in private. So again, this is meditation that people are not doing. You can go into anybody's room on here and just do a quick sample and then compare it to this room and what you're participating in, which is what I would call work or worketh.
Which all men dislike hands is near to the tongue.
Speaketh. That's not a common one. Eva.
It's not an argument, Rain.
Cool. It's not.
I'm just speaking, and I would like to be able to speak with balance.
Well, you allude to me not being able to understand something because of the way that you
apologize
perceive
and
it.
received it.
Oh, okay.
I apologize
See, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to do that because
I
we
would just like for you to not talk over you while I'm speaking, because we didn't do that. That's it.
Okay,
That's it.
cool.
I'm not like that. So, when finish and land without you cutting me off, I won't take up the stage because it's other people in here. We have to have emotion.